What is going on, guys? We are back here with another video, and today I'm going to be reacting to my uh, Sanctum of Domination tank tier list predictions video. Now that the world first race is over, Echo claiming world first Mythic Sylvanas, I kind of wanted to go through my rankings and kind of put into perspective, what really was good and what really wasn't, right? Was I correct in some of my guesses? Was I not? We're not going to watch the video. It's just going to be me talking over the list, showing some of the kill comps and stuff like that the complexity limit and Echo brought to some of the bosses in Mythic Sanctum of Domination. So my original tier list is right there on the screen. So I personally said that I think Guardian Druid and Prot Warrior are going to be the two tanks that are going to be brought for Mythic world first kills. My reasoning was Guardian Druid, unkillable, Thrash legendary, Barkskin legendary. They are insanely tanky. You can't kill them. And if with Convoke, which ended up being very funny, that Convoke wasn't even the best covenant for Druids. Venthyr ended up being the best covenant for Druids in 9.1 because of Ravenous Frenzy. But Guardian Druids could jump in and out of Moonkin form and Cat form or whatever in DPS and, Cat Weave or Owl Weave, stuff like that. So I was like, they're super tanky and they do really good damage. There's no reason why I personally thought they shouldn't have been brought. Not to mention they brought Stampeding Roar, which was insane. That's why I put them up there. Prot Warrior, my reasoning for that was looking at some of the week 1 logs of people, doing Castle Nathria Mythic. Warriors were on the lower. They were down low compared, they were good, but compared to Demon Hunters, Monks, and DKs. So I was like, you're going to bring your Battle Shout and your Commanding Shout through a Prot Warrior. Not to mention they're pretty tanky, right? They were brought in Castle Nathria, and, they did a great job. I personally said Vengeance Demon Hunter is going to be great because, it's going to be the third best tank simply because it is Vengeance Demon Hunter, right? Brings the magic damage increase, debuff, debuff, and it's super tanky, super reliable, lots of movement. Blood Death Knight, AMZ, simple as that. AMZ changed. Blood Death Knight's gonna be really good because of AMZ, and I'll explain later. And later on in the video, I'm gonna explain, where I would personally rank these tanks now based off of what I saw. And then, obviously, Brewmaster and Prot Paladin are both really good. Brewmaster for Mystic Touch, obviously. Not to mention Stagger, so any physical fights, they're going to do really good. And they have tons of great movement. And then Prot Paladin, I was like, you know what? Great damage, great utility. But they did struggle a little bit, in 9.1 and in the pre-patch, they struggled because of their tankiness. They got a buff, but, they were pretty mediocre, to say the least. So that being said, this is what my tier list was. You can see it right here. I personally thought this was going to be a really good tier list, right? It is good. All these tanks were good going into it, right? There was no, bad tanks. So if I swap over here to Raider.io, we're going to be looking at Echo and some of their kill comps for some of the bosses. So if we start going through some of the bosses, you kind of see here, Brewmaster and Prot Paladin were very, 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 very good for them in a lot of their kills. They brought a Brewmaster and Prot Paladin for, I'm pretty sure they brought it for every single fight. Kel'Thuzad, they did bring a DK, Blood DK, but for 8 of the 10 fights, they brought Brewmaster, Prot Paladin, where in surprise, for the one fight that they didn't, Soul Render, they brought 2 Blood Death Knights. Insane. This goes completely against what my prediction actually was. And the 3 worst tanks that I predicted, Blood Death Knight, Brewmaster, and Prot Paladin, were actually brought more over the other tanks that weren't brought at all. Not to mention, Brewmaster and Prot Paladin were literally the most picked tanks for Echo in their world first kill. In their world first kill of Sylvanas, they brought a Brewmaster and a Prot Paladin. That's insane. I personally was like, damn, yeah, that was pretty good. So, but obviously, they're one guild, right? So, Raider.io, they're the best guild in the game right now, on paper. But we're going to go to Complexity Limit and take a look at what they brought for most of their kills. and you kind of start to see a little bit of a thing. Here, Darky was playing Blood Death Knight. He's just on Holy because he updated his rated.io. But if you keep going here, you start to see that Prop Paladin. You start to see that Blood Death Knight even more there. It's pretty interesting. Prop Paladin, Blood Death Knight. 2 Blood Death Knights for Soul Render. Again, Prop Paladin, Blood Death Knight. Brewmaster Monk, Prop Paladin. Blood Death Knight, Blood Death Knight. Right? Blood Death Knight, Prop Paladin. And then Brewmaster, Prop Paladin. This is insane. I did not expect Brewmaster or Blood Death Knight to be brought, let alone Prop Paladin at all, right? And it's insane that they were brought, right? Like, for my reasonings, right? Like they lacked a lot of what the other better tanks brought, especially with Windwalker being in an okay spot. Like Complexity Limit did bring Trill on a lot of their kills, and he played his Windwalker Monk, but I didn't expect it. Now, for a lot of the reasoning is if the logs do get released for Limit and Echo, Prop Paladin, Venthyr Prop Paladin is absolutely insane. They can put Ashen down, and it's basically a Holy Paladin's Ashen for a good 30 seconds. The healers don't need to heal. Plus, it does really good damage. It's insanely broken. So that's why it was brought on every single kill almost of the tier. The fights where it wasn't brought, aka Soul Render, double grip, mass grip, double grip, and slappy hams like Abomination Limb were so good for this fight, because there's multiple adds that need to be grouped so you can AoE damage them down, which is insanity, right? Like even with multiple adds, you wouldn't think that they would bring two Death Knights, right? Because Death Knights are not the best tank in my opinion. They weren't the best tank, and Brewmaster was brought because of its ability to tank and its mobility. And obviously Mystic Touch, right? Like, they didn't bring a Windwalker Monk. Like, Echo didn't bring a Windwalker Monk in their Sylvanas kill. And they, Complexity Limit didn't bring Trill, their Windwalker Monk, for their kill, right? So you needed to get that physical damage debuff in there as well. Not to mention, with Enhancement Shamans, Arms Warriors were insane, right? They ran their melee comp, which was their melee group, with 2 Demon Hunters, an Enhancement Shaman, and 2 Arms Warriors, which virtually made Prot Warrior non-existent. There was no need to bring a Prot Warrior. And in most kills, there were multiple Druids. 3 Druids here. You know, there were 4 Druids in some. You know, 2 Druids here. So so there was no need for Stampeding Roar from Guardian Druid. So basically you're bringing that AMZ, right? And you're bringing Demon Hunter, which gives you the magic increase debuff. So there's no need to bring a Vengeance Demon Hunter. So at that point you go down to utility, right? Venthyr Prop Paladin for Ashen Hollow, and then AMZ or Mystic Touch, right? And if you don't need AMZ for the fight, you bring a Brewmaster, because Brewmaster is arguably tankier than a Blood Death Knight is. And if you need like grips or AMZ or whatever, you bring that Blood Death Knight. That's what ended up happening in this raid. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video there, but it's really funny that my predictions were so wrong. They were absolutely wrong. The 3 worst tanks that I predicted to be used, to not be used by World First Raiders, were used by World First Raiders over the other 3 tanks, right? Like, the other 3 tanks just weren't picked at all. They were in none of those kills. They were in the top 2 kills in, like, the 4 hardest bosses. They were not brought at all. So we're going to see how they do in Mythic Plus. Closer to the end of the season, I'll probably make another reaction video to my prediction, explaining my reasoning for my predictions again a little bit in a little detail, and then just what really happened based off of what these big push groups are doing, right? And I'm not too confident, honestly. I think Prop Paladin, or I know Guardian Druid's going to be good for that one, but maybe Brewmaster or Blood Death Knight might take over. Who knows? I have no idea. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Check out my channel for other videos there, and check out my Twitch stream in the description as well, where I play World of Warcraft live, and you can come and chat and say hi. Peace out.